Don't tell me how you all my piece, but you play me out. Now I'm mad as hell, and I'll pull myself. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Let's roll. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Let's roll. It's time to get me to believe me. Revolution machine, won't walk people's land, they stay sweat. 1, 2, 3, is good as any day. Y'all feel slightly this, let's resist. Raise your business, walk like this. Promises all the time. Don't cross the line until you was fine. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Let's go. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Let's go.
Right on, Bucket Man.
So, you get rid of it. Is it gone? Good. So not to come on with on a negative note, but unfortunately, one has been confirmed dead in the University of Florida shooting that occurred today. There's
What
still
happened?
investigating. So it was around noon today. They got word of gunshots. They're saying that there may be multiple crime scenes on the campus, but yes, details are still coming out. They're probably still looking through security and whatnot, but they have the shooter. Unfortunately, at first it was people that were sent to the hospital, but I guess one person had succumbed to their injuries. So hearts go out to them. Thoughts and everything go out to the family and everyone who's dealing with that right now. It's a tragedy, and I will say that it seems like they handled this really well. There was no gaps in response, and it's Florida, so it wants to be taken to the extreme on certain situations. It's good to see them handle this as aptly. So, tragedy aside, let's just be thankful that there were as many that there are right now that have walked away from this. But there's a bigger conversation that needs to be had about weapons and stuff like that and school. But it's definitely not a conversation you can see happening right now, unfortunately. It's sad because there was actually, I don't know if you heard, in LA, there were ICE agents that went to the school there to this claiming they wanted to talk to children. And the school steadfast on that one and refused to give them access. They came twice. And that was shocking to me. I hadn't heard them going to schools yet, but tread dangerously close on the similar ground of that family separation territory.
No.
You okay?
For the last time, no.
I'm not going to acknowledge anybody. I'm just going to say no. There we go. Hey, Jim. Jim Miller is in the house.
Jim Miller's in the house. How we doing, Jim?
I got my hat. I'm supposed to do commercial today. And so I'm going to get fed some lines. So you feed me some lines, and I'm going to, hey. So, as a matter of fact, right now, I'm going to smoke some Verano. We have Verano Reserve Dynamite.
It's remember the product thing we talked about earlier. It's just the brand, and then.
Oh, okay. Can I talk about it? I can talk about it. Right? No.
The brand and the strain, but what I'm saying is don't try to feature the product too much.
Oh, yeah. All right. Yeah. So
remember, he was saying he's fine with us consuming on there, but just try to keep it to just the brand and the strain.
Okay. Well, I'm going to enjoy this right now because I'm in a lot of back pain. So I'm going to enjoy this strain from Verano.
Lefty's been dealing with it.
So you have a green band around your blue hat that
isn't it cool?
Yeah, but that's the what do you call it?
Mad Hatter.
It's the green screen.
But when what do you call it? The green screen, right?
Lefty, that's what they should redesign. The Mad Hatter.
Man, it looks pretty cool.
Mascot too. Like I kind of.
Oh well, we have a mascot. Hold on.
Kind of like hippie, kind of Mad Hatter. Like you could play, like a tank top and like shorts and a hat on. You'd put your hair back in a ponytail. But so Jim, Lefty was telling me earlier that apparently there's some CRC crackdowns going on. Is that right, Lefty?
Yeah, all over the state apparently, and so we have to be very careful about our party.
Okay, is this old news, medium news, or you just found out yesterday?
We just found this out today.
Okay. Yeah, because I mean, that what happened with the Baked by the River, or I think that was right. They got sanctioned for
they were facing like a $10,000 fine, and
was that
$10,000 fine? But they
was that the CRC that established that? Then is this the same animal we're talking about that's on the prowl?
Yeah. So we want to be. We're not going to advertise any kind of dab bar. We're not going to have. Yeah, anything like that. We can't advertise any kind of dab bar.
Yeah, you know what?
So that's not a thing.
I'd say that's old school, going back 4 or 5 years.
Yeah,
not old school. It's just
Oh yeah, yeah. I get what you're saying, and I told him the way around it that dispensaries need to start embracing is they find a content creator, they make them pay the tax, just the tax, and have them host the dab bar with product that they.
But, it's okay. Could it? Okay, if I'm at a place like this and I'm expecting a dab bar, and it's not actually a dab bar, you just go like this, and the guy with the dab thing comes over and says, "What's up?" and you share some dabs, Yeah. Oh, I got to go see him. What's up? You follow me? It's not a dab bar. It's sharing.
Yes.
Illegal product.
I think that's what they. I'm glad you used that word. I think that's what they need to do. And when they advertise these things, come share a dab with this person, that person, instead of having a dab station or something.
If somebody's allowed to have that, and they are allowed to share with an adult, you're allowed to share. Ownership of it. So they can't say, "Oh, you're allowed to give somebody up to an ounce of cannabis. You're just not allowed to smoke it with them." They can't say that. So it falls under that heading. It's way easier than gifting too. Like $50 Oreo cookie and a 1/4 ounce for free. A jury of your peers would go, "Okay, semantics, that's clever, but we get it."
What happened? I mean, we had that guy on the other week. We saw how gifting can go, where they'll draw their own conclusion of what that donation means.
Well, good.
So
Ask is any Lefty. What you'll be podcasting this event? I imagine. Is it going to be a continuous podcast? Is it going to be a podcast for a certain time or
Yeah,
what?
we're gonna have the speaker panel will be podcasted,
Yeah.
and any speakers speaking, we're going to try to film them at least outside. There's going to be a speaker space outside, and then inside will
Yeah.
be the panel.
But
'Cause
you,
we have
but you will be able to get somebody in remotely.
Yes.
Sue said
Yeah.
she's going to join us remotely.
Okay, you're sure about that?
Yeah, she texted me the other day.
Yeah, I mean, you got the technology, and you know how to hook it up. So
Well, if Lefty needs help with that technology, he should reach out to me and coordinate so we could set that up. Otherwise, I would hope he has that set up.
well, yeah, I mean, but the actual we're podcasting. Somebody, it's suppose I can get somebody to call in that would be like a really extremely good guest. I guess like would there be a number they call you and you're expecting it, and about what time? And
Yeah.
I mean,
we're coming up with a schedule now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, somebody that already,
And it would be
let me explain it actually forwards. It's almost like when they have a movie and they go 5 hours earlier. I stop watching when that happens. I can't appreciate something backwards. Yeah, it turns out, Vin Gopal didn't actually respond to their offer. His offer, he wants to speak at a rally is where it started, So it's odd, that there's 3 times a week apart, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and 1 o'clock, where we were going to have a call, just a conference call. And I found that odd to say, I really want to speak at a rally. I'm trying everything I can think of. Okay, you say that, and somebody says, okay, 3 days later, saying, could we do it earlier, the conference call thing? We need to know about when, and it shouldn't take another 3 weeks to tell me or us when, because if you want somebody to get a head start arranging it, it should be that simple. And I found it a little odd. I wrote it. Well, when I wrote back, Jeff King, his constituent, wrote back, and didn't get a reply. It's going on 2 weeks. Now, he's going to be working anyway, so he wasn't going to be part of it. Vin's well aware that I'm advising him. And, the last letter was, Jim asked me to make sure this and make sure that. I'm fucking writing it. You got to be half schizophrenic to do this. And, but anyway, here's my point.
Well, Jim, hold on 1 second. 1 sec. Just give me 2 seconds, okay? Hold on. I have to do this throughout the podcast, so I have to just please engage me. 1 second. Get ready? Go. Mad Hatter, 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 Mad Hatter. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. You're not going to throw us any context for that. You're just going to yell a whole bunch. And
No, that'll look good. I can picture it's a promo
Sorry.
thing going on. Yeah, it's going to be taken out of that. I guess you lift that off the podcast when it's done, and it's a promo entry or something. Yeah,
People are feeding me lines, so whenever you feed me a line, I'm going to put the mask on, or the hat on, or the hat and the mask on, and scream whatever line they say. So feed me a line. But hey, Mad Hatter or anybody. I can't on Instagram. I don't really see it. If you could do it on YouTube or Facebook, it's better. But fine, if Instagram's the only way you can do it, that's fine. I'll have to look over there.
That won't
feed me
happen.
line.
Will that be going on if we have a guest on the podcast on Tuesday?
Oh, wouldn't that be great?
No, it really won't be funny on a certain level. No,
I know.
Serious. All right, listen, if I'm going to try to get Vin Gopal to be on the podcast, I'm not going to want it to go fucking south, dude. It's going to have to be a little bit of a tight ship at that point.
You're talking about something serious here. Okay, well, that's a different story.
I was in the middle of telling you about Vin Gopal and setting up dates. I just wanted to make sure you would listen to it through that lens. Yeah, so basically he's in a position of looking bad for not getting back to Jeff. Jeff, meaning me,
yes,
going to get back in touch with him. But it also includes, listen, remember how we kind of met through letpatiencegrow.newjersey.com when I put up 2 unanswered letters and caught you on Facebook and you look kind of like a jerk off for saying I was a troll, basically not in those words, and say, well, to that effect, this is part of that email trail that started then, and it's going to be put up on letpatientsgrow.com like really soon. I got to advise you, it doesn't look good if I put it up like this, but I have a suggestion. One of the 3 things in the email trail says there's 3 dates that you could do this. One of them was the 22nd between 1 and 2 somewhere, I think it was. That means he has that time available to do what was going to be a conference call. Yes, we accept, only it's going to be done. And his district's right around there somewhere. I didn't look up what district. What district? You know what district you're in right now?
No, that's Monmouth County. I don't know.
That sounds like Jeff King.
That's Jeff King's district, yeah.
Okay, well, gee whiz. Then let's go Paul's district. Come on. This is a dispensary in his district that's having a grand opening, and they think so much of patient care that they are proud to say they would love to see his bill passed. And as such, at their grand opening, are having a panel designed to be about medical home grow and your bill. That's been on the playbill the whole time, Vin. Now, if you don't speak there, how bad is that going to look on letpatientsgrowNJ.com? Okay, that's not the words I use. That's the word he's going to hear. You follow me? I get to bully him with the fact that he knows that Jeff had 2 unanswered letters up there when he called him a troll. Now he knows this, hey, I'm doing everything I can except getting back to you within 2 fucking weeks. None of it adds up. Then read it and then say, wouldn't it look nice to say, and all that, and you were, it'll be one of the main guests, just it'll be virtual, which suits his. He doesn't have to show up and be present with whatever's going on. It's totally made for this happening. And it has a better chance of happening than lots of things I have high hope for.
Well, it's good when you have a plan of someone you can work like that.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Well, it's if it's his district, he can't. Think about it. He could get away with it if it wasn't for letpatientsgrowNJ.com. But if this goes up there, well, if something came up 3 weeks ago, it was one of 3 times and dates that he was available to do this. And it's the first one, which is best, the soonest, So to not do it makes his, I think it might have had an exclamation point, but it's in print, it's email, it's part of the trail. I'm doing everything I can, or everything I can think of doing, or something like that. But then if you say that, and in saying, I want to speak at a rally, and then you get the letter back that Jeff emailed him, and it stops there for a couple of weeks. Oh, that doesn't look good, Vin. Wow, that's too bad. Hey, we don't even have to put it up. The thing about the email trail is we can put up just segments of emails too. It doesn't say a complete unedited email trail. I'll take out anything that makes you look bad if you help make us look good, dude. It's fair, right? Isn't it?
I kind of get it. I mean, at the end of the day, like I said before, you have someone that you have your eye on right now who you see a system that you can weigh against them.
Yeah. Like a leopard has an eye on a mouse.
Yeah, a mouse that just lost one of its legs.
Hold on, guys. I put the hat on. I have my hat on.
Okay.
Ready?
Take headphones
off.
off.
Just his line.
Here we go. Hold on. Hope it doesn't fall off. Come jump down the rabbit hole and check out Mad Hatter Dispensary. Come jump down the rabbit hole and check out Mad Hatter Dispensary. Come check out Mad Hatter Dispensary. I don't know how many times I should do it different ways.
You got to hop.
Someone said you a comment.
Jump. You got to jump. You think Van
back.
Halen saying you got to jump without jumping?
My back. I could do this with the chair. Maybe with the chair. I got it.
Jump and then disappear. Come jump down the rabbit hole. Jump and disappear. Go. Whoa! It's a fucking rabbit hole.
Hold on, I got it. I got a chair.
You need a trap door.
Trap door.
Yeah. Come jump down the rabbit hole. Whoop.
Can't jump. Can't jump,
Just
but I can
fall.
disappear.
You can do that very well. You can fall.
You must have saw me in Dover. Come to Mad Hatter and jump down the rabbit hole. Where's my button? I can't jump.
Lefty's
Hold
day
on.
is a nightmare.
Wait a minute. I'll get it. Wait. I got okay. My hands on the knob. Oh shoot.
Oh yeah.
All right, hold on. All right.
Is the podcast going to have microphones? I mean, so that people at the podcast, they don't have to be watching. They can.
I imagine we'll have someone ideally with one microphone they'll bring out to people who have questions.
Oh, I mean, just so they could hear. Like if somebody's on the podcast, like Then Go Paul, and they go, "Oh, that's the guy that has the bill on the podcast." I mean, they don't have to come listen to your voices. They can. You got external speakers, right?
Yes, we'll have it. It'll be blasted in the room here.
Yeah.
Blasted.
All right. Well, that's good. I really think the fact that he didn't get in touch with Jeff could be really, really, really good, and that I was kind of not on my game, and it was supposed to be about a week to 10 days.
All right. Hold on. Here we go. Come to Mad Hatter and jump down the rabbit hole. Oh, I didn't go all the way down. I'm still here. Wait, I'm going down. I'm out.
It's a parallel thing with Winnie the Pooh. I didn't fit down the rabbit hole.
That's not good.
Just you're pushing yourself. Read the other line. Someone sent you another line.
All right, hold on. What is the line here? Okay. We can definitely help with those pains. We got the right stuff for you. We can definitely help with those pains. Like this pain I'm in now. No, that's not good. We can definitely help.
Reading my line.
I'm not reading. I'm sorry. We can definitely help with these pains. We got
It's
something
not
for you.
pains. It's not pains.
What?
You're not reading that.
What? Yeah, it says we can definitely help. Mad Hatter can definitely help with your pains. We got the right stuff for you. Why? That's right. You read it. It's on Instagram. Go to Instagram.
So go to the stream comments.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Okay. I'm a big kid now, wearing the biggest big boy pants. Happy now? You happy now?
Yes,
And
I've
I
aged
think
in
that's
the
one of these
yes,
two.
very happy.
It gets that, and it gets
No.
it gets everything. Sorry.
So now that Lefty's done with his line,
Sorry.
I mean,
Go ahead. Keep going.
so do we know we're going to be talking about homegrow advocacy, those issues? Do we have any more finer points that we want to get into specifically that day, or do we want to get like a fishbowl of topics? What's so funny? Did something happen to you with a Jim? You're
hat on.
muted.
I gotta put the hat on.
Jim, you're muted.
I got
I
more
thought
hat
you were trying
work.
to talk before.
I got more hat work. Hold on.
Got hat work.
Hat
Okay.
work.
Which hole? Which hole? Which
Your
hole?
hole.
Okay. Feeling hashy? Is that what it says? What's it say? Looking hashy? Okay. You looking hashy? You feeling hashy? Are you feeling hashy? You looking hashy?
There's a Family Guy bit we should have done for today if you guys got the stuff together, but where he's in the Neverland, and he comes across this guy well dressed in like a bowler cap and a suit. He's like, "Hey, can you tell me the way out of here?" And he's like, "Yeah, just go down that field over there and make a left." He's like, "Yeah, thanks." That guy over there with the teapot and the hat gave me the whole runaround. He's like, "Yeah, he's kind of like a known dick." He's just a dick. The Mad Hatter is just a dick.
Mad Hatter can help you with those pains. We got just what you need. No, sorry. Mad Hatter can definitely help with those pains. We got the right stuff for you.
How about the Mad Hatter? We can either help with your stiffness or help you get stiff.
Mad Hatter can help you with those pains.
It's a suppository.
Okay. Okay.
How
Hats off.
about it don't matter when you're at the Mad Hatter.
That's a good one.
Hat back on. Hat back on. Hat back on.
It don't matter when you're at the Mad Hatter.
It don't matter when you're at the Mad Hatter. We got to write a rap now.
Shit don't
It
matter
don't
when you're at
matter
Mad
when
Hatter.
you're
Shit don't matter when you're at that Hatter. Shit don't matter.
Shit
when-
don't
Can that just be your Rob? I hope you're recovering well.
Shit don't matter when you're at the Mad Hatter.
That's
Can
it.
that just be your new song instead of just who you want to roll with? Just say, shit don't matter when you're at the Mad Hatter. Shit don't matter when you're at the Mad Hatter. Shit don't matter when you're at the Mad Hatter. Shit don't matter when you're at the Mad Hatter.
Shit don't matter.
When you come to the Mad Hatter, check your cares at the door because it
Cares.
don't matter when you're at the Mad Hatter. See,
Beautiful.
started
Jim,
out like
Jim,
that, and
With
then
the
you-
home run from downtown.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That was amazing. What?
Yeah, it's
Shit
like a
don't
song.
matter when you're at the Mad Hatter. Come
That'd be a
on.
good- yeah, that'd be a good backing track for anything. You know, just keep that chant going, and
Don't
then
empty your.
and tell me anybody can't do that. A room full of people could do that, and
Please
then
don't.
you know, and
bladder when you're-
that's when you start your rap. You know, you have something planned. Yeah, man, you're in. That's it. It's
That's
gonna
the
be
best thing
viral.
ever. We're going to have to make that a sign on the outside of the building.
Please, and
It don't
please
matter
don't
when you're
empty-
at the Mad Hatter.
I mean, you know, look at the pictures, the view of the Mad Hatter, the whole cartoon nature of it is that, you know.
I kissed the batter when I was at the Mad Hatter.
I saw globs of shatter at the Mad Hatter.
I had sex on a ladder at the Mad Hatter.
You can write a song about Shatter and the Mad Hatter all day long.
I'm William Shatner, and this is the Mad Hatter.
It's so funny
Oh.
that damn near lost my bladder.
No.
I went to the Mad Hatter, and I damn near
Lose your
lost.
bladder at the Mad Hatter.
I
Shit
nearly.
don't matter when you're at the Mad Hatter.
Empty your
Shit's
bladder.
So funny that I almost lost my bladder.
It don't matter when you're at the Mad Hatter. The Mad Hatter is a wonderful place of wonderful things and wonderful cannabis that is had with also dildos.
Mr. Shatner, we don't sell dildos anymore here. Just so you know.
Former dildos.
That's off the menu. It's off the menu.
There's a secret.
That doesn't
hall
mean
in
they'll
the
make
Mad
it for you in the
Hatter
back.
called the Hall of Schlong. They notes as written law of the previous ownership of this place, the greats that were etched into the wall, the great regulars like Sloppy Sam, Gulpy Gus, and Gross Tom.
Rosin and batter at the Mad Hatter.
Beaten and battered at the Mad Hatter.
Rosin and batter at the Mad Hatter. I need to put the mask on for that though.
Come smoke some cake batter at the Mad Hatter. But within the 25 feet away from the the CRC restriction, don't smoke it on near the property. We'll get in trouble.
Face Without Fear joined us. They're playing down by Jackson this weekend. Saturday night. Face Without Fear. Check them out. I think you go to Face Without Fear.
What? Face Without Fear?
What?
You're lagging.
Face Without Fear is playing in Jackson on Saturday. Oh, really? Sorry.
I'll
Not
show
my
up
fault.
in a suit and tie and a jacket, and I'll hold a martini, and we'll have like fun, like classy music playing. I'll turn. I'll be like, "Come have a chatter at the Mad Hatter. Cheers." The name's Matt. The name's
We
Hatter.
could do like a Maury Povich. Let's do like a Maury Povich style show where we bring parents and kids together.
gotta come to the Mad Hatter, everyone! Oh,
Find your dadder at the Mad Hatter.
My
It's good
daddy's
setup, huh?
fatter at the Mad Hatter.
Oh.
Make that blunt
Wow.
fatter at the Mad Hatter. Yeah.
Yeah, make that blunt fatter at the Mad Hatter. Make that blunt fatter. All day with these. Yo, get a marketing smorgasbord here at the Mad Hatter.
You're at the Mad Hatter.
What was that? Say it again.
You won't get sadder at the Mad Hatter. I mean, you won't get sadder. I'm not saying you won't get sad. You might still stay sad, but you won't get sadder.
It's great. It's great. You won't get sadder at the Mad Hatter.
Yeah,
You'll get happier.
You go to the whatever service app it is that it'll tell you if it's 100% rhyme, 90, 80, 70, but it'll list all the rhymes, how many syllables you want in the rhyme too, you know, 1 syllable rhyme, 2 syllable rhyme. So it's like really perfect. It's more fun just sort of like pulling them out of the air. But, you know, if you really wanted to not miss anything, I'd do it if I knew how to split screen stuff and, you know, but
I can make it work. You just say like,
Just throw one
Hi,
in there out of the ballpark.
I'm William Shatner. I'm at the Mad Hatter.
Yeah, just throw one in there also. out of the
that'd be
ballpark.
like, yeah, that'd be like a 40%,
The Mad Hatter.
60% rhyme.
Mad Hatter.
The Mad Hatter is wonderful. It's the greatest dispensary with a hat I've ever seen.
Rob told me to watch the hat. Yo, Rob. Oh my God. I can't even say what the picture he sent me today. Rob sent me an obscene
the
picture.
tooth.
He sent me an obscene picture. And I almost threw up
The
in my
tooth.
mouth.
The tooth.
Oh my goodness. That must have hurt. I hope he
But that's not obscene. That's not like a
pain
dick pic.
to me. Yo, I have back pain, and tooth pain knocks me on my ass. Back pain I could deal with. I can't deal with tooth pain. No. So hope you're feeling better, Rob. That's rough,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, it is. Yep.
I did almost throw up in my mouth a little bit, though.
That's terrible.
Well, he's probably laughing right now, and I'm probably making him hurt because I'm making him laugh. Sorry for making you laugh in pain. Pain laugh.
You after at the Mad Hatter. It didn't really rhyme, but
No, you just have to say at the Mad Hatter.
that wouldn't be. That's not anything though.
Get your laughter at the Mad Hatter.
It's for the Mad
Get your
Hatter.
laughter at the Mad Hatter.
Yes, that's a good one.
Get your laughter at the Mad Hatter. I've said it. I put the hat on. I said it. That means it counts.
I need
I
to come. You need to let me wear that wrestling mask so I can get on and be like, "Hey, brother, you need to come to the Mad Hatter now because if you don't, I'm gonna bring the hurt."
You know, I don't know. Shit don't matter at the Mad Hatter. That's the equivalent of when Fonzie walked in to comb his hair, you know,
Hey,
and he went, and he turned around. Okay,
Yeah.
you had that with that phrase. I'm not saying because it came through my head. It's just the way, Lefty, the way you started sort of chanting
or
it. But
shatter and matter at the Mad Hatter.
well, so the thing is, you need the background of shit don't matter when you're at the Mad Hatter. Shit don't matter when you're at the Mad Hatter. Shit don't matter when you're at the Mad Hatter. Shit don't matter. So, but anyway, but at a speed people can do, and then you take off with something else that goes with it, with all those half rhymes, because the half rhymes will be covered by shit don't matter when you're at the Mad Hatter. Shit don't matter when you're at the Mad Hatter. Hey, shit don't.
Don't matter when you're at the Mad Hatter.
Is that what we're gonna? Is it gonna be like a Baptist church? Like shit don't matter when you at the Mad Hatter. Shit don't
Yeah,
matter.
Sonny goes out there.
Shit don't matter when you at the Mad Hatter. Shit don't matter when you at the Mad Hatter. Oh yeah, praise the Lord.
Yeah, but you wouldn't want to drown out the main guy, you know, only if he were doing it with you. But when he breaks off to say, "Have you ever wondered why?" Shit don't matter when you're at the Mad Hatter. Shit don't matter when you know. You come down.
Your
Listen,
Sunday service now needs to be Cannabis Baptist.
I got the vision, you know. Just I could choreograph it and do it in a second. It ain't like a line dance or nothing. You know, you just.
I feel like that's definitely the energy of a Sunday service for cannabis. It can't
Yeah.
be like Nordic chanting of like smoking weed and be like,
No, you
"Oh,
want it. Yeah, you want. It's a hallelujah thing. Yeah.
yeah, no, you can't. But that's what I'm saying. The vibe has to be right. You can't do like Nordic chanting of like walking in robes and being.
No, it was the vibe Lefty put on it the first time he started doing it. Whatever vibe that matter. Shit don't matter when it doesn't matter. You know. That's the kind of thing that we do at the end of when we play Stepping Stone.
Well, Gaetano, they wouldn't be the first cannabis church. There actually is a cannabis church up in North Jersey. These are our day jobs, so I guess we're doing a good job.
Rob, I just sat on your hat.
I'm
Sorry.
sorry to tell you, Lefty's been doing awful, unspeakable things to that hat. Dirty things. He's been rubbing it places and like wiping it on the walls.
Sorry.
And then he puts it on his head and he feels like, and he goes like, oh, now it's pure and clean.
I took a shower this morning.
But...
Hi,
Rob.
Rob.
I hope your mouth's feeling okay. Bell.
How's your mouth there, big fella?
Bell.
You got a pretty mouth.
Bell.
Just not today. His mouth is not so pretty.
You said it wrong. When you say that, you gotta go, hey, you got a pretty mouth there, boy.
Hey, you got a. No, I'm not making that promo.
You don't want to do the deliverance?
No. Not with the mask on. This doesn't count.
What, you can't do
You come up with good lines up with the mask on.
I feel like that's definitely a line you say with the mask on. I feel like, if anything, when you have a mask on, you're going like, hey, look at you, pretty boy. Oh, you looking fresh and tight today.
Wow. You do that too well.
Felice Johnson is a wonderful role model.
Psychedelic church. Okay, yeah. What kind of a church is that?
I would love to go to a psychedelic church. God is amongst you. Oh, what? Where?
Let's see. I'm going to Google cannabis church in New Jersey.
Grab the gun, leave the gun, grab the cannoli. Is that an Italian thing? Leave the gun, grab the cannoli. We got one last piece of business we got to take care of.
No, I don't think there's a church. I think there's some cannabis places moved into
Godfather Part
churches.
1 and 2, or just 1?
What was that? Oh,
I don't know. He said Godfather Part 1. I just want to know if he just meant Part 1 or Part 2 and 1.
it's a famous line. Yeah.
You come to me the day of my daughter's wedding. You ask me. I know Godfather. Don't you cop at me like that. I know Godfather. I know plenty of things that are beyond my birth. Like Don Knotts and the Looney Tunes and shit. And the Marx Brothers. I fell in love with the Marx Brothers the first time I saw it in high school. And everyone always was weirded out by that. Like, it's so old. I'm like, these guys are awesome. I love this.
You ever watch the Three Stooges? You watch the Three Stooges?
Yes, Three Stooges are wonderful. Oh, you got a wise guy here, huh?
They have a whole channel.
I think that would be a funny thing you, me, and Jim do on Earth Day is a Three Stooges.
Ian, this flyer with the mushrooms on it and the daffodil. Beautiful. It's actually I'll put it up, but it's beautiful. But I just want some psychedelic hemp. If you put psychedelic hemp into the AI, Put psychedelic hemp and then put anything you want. I'll be happy. Psychedelic hemp field. Put me in a psychedelic hemp field. Then you'll see what I mean. It's like, oh, I
Wait,
see.
Hold on. Wait, that's what you want?
Go to your
Okay,
AI.
okay.
Put in psychedelic hemp field. That's how I do all my flyers. It's great. It's the best thing ever. So if you share it with me, let me see what you're doing. I'm going to see what you come up with. Because all day with psychedelic hemp field, and you'll see. I'll run it on the podcast, Ian. But I'm going to make another one. That's the same thing you just did, but with a psychedelic hemp field. We're starting at 1:11 so that the vendors have time to set up, and we're going to have a panel. We're going to have people online, like you said. We'll have hopefully Vin Gopal online. That'd be amazing. We have Nathan, and we'll have Hugh Giordano will come online. And the fun thing is that at the end of the day, we're going to do a Dungeons and Dragons home-grow scenario. Now, for all you D&D fans,
the rest of these damn characters in time.
Yeah, these characters have to be done. So if you want to play D&D home-grow, get us your character. Jim,
And
too.
You don't need to give us all the details. You need to get Lefty a general description of what your character does. Power, strength, general description. We will work out everything else.
This is why I want to speak to the Dungeon Master, because if I go as a fighter, as El Rampador, in a wheelchair with flamethrowers and spikes that come out flying, is that really going to help the homegrown movement? Like,
what I have you set up with right now, you are El Rampador. You are a cannabis fighter who is predominantly bound to a wheelchair, but is not unfamiliar with maneuvering through his wheelchair and jumping off of it. And you wield a sort of cannabis Captain America shield. So you're just going around punching people, hitting people with your wheelchair and fighting and hitting people and busting people with your shield.
All right. I like it. I like it a lot.
I feel like if anything, it has to be like a bard of like the man who tells tales to hype our trials or spin knowledge.
I'm the enforcer. I'll be the
Jim's our healing mage. Jim's can be our healing mage. He provides the medicine to keep us alive to fight.
Yeah, Jim looks like a mage.
No, I don't think I'll be taking part in that. I'm not a Dungeons and Dragons sort of guy.
Jim, has anyone ever told you actually look like Gandalf the White?
I might not remember because I'm not sure who Gandalf would be.
Who played Gandalf the White? That was oh God, gotta look this up now.
The guy with the long hair and the beard. Burgess Meredith. Don Knotts.
No.
Yeah, that would do it, right? Yeah.
Art Carney.
It was the same guy who played Count Dooku.
That's not much of a clue for
Christopher
me.
Lee.
Yes, thank you.
Whoa.
Yeah, he was in a lot of old movies, black and whites and stuff. Old school.
Yeah.
I think he was Sherlock Holmes. I think that's how I remember him, as Sherlock Holmes, like the old school. Oh, that was Basil Rathbone.
Yeah, wow, that's old school.
Yeah, remember that? Yeah, that was good stuff.
That's going way back.
Yeah.
Like 40s.
Right?
We discussed on this before the old Super Mario Brothers movie. Jim, have you ever seen that before?
No.
That movie, Jim, Lefty, have you seen it?
No.
Yeah, no, you're right. It was. Thank you. No, but it was what was it? It was like 1985 or something like that. It was John Leguizamo and who played Bowser? It was John Leguizamo as Luigi, and then they had Dennis Hopper as Bowser. But for most of the movie, he's just a guy in a trench coat. Still infinitely better than the current day one. Just made me think of that. But But I think, regardless, I think as long as we have like 3 people for that campaign, we'll be good. And we already got me and Lefty, so it sounds like he has another person, so I think we'll be good.
Okay.
I'm just really is. Do you think Dan will be there? Hetty magazine, Dan. Well, Dan.
He might be. He should
Yeah.
be.
I'm just looking for reasons to get Vin there. I mean, I think we got him cornered. Where the offer to have a conference call. Well, I'm sorry, I'll be busy doing something else, but it's actually coincidentally better than a conference call. And he would be in his safety zone somewhere else, and he knows it's a friendly fire. And this is what he wants to do. It would set up the rally that he envisions himself speaking at. It would be a great setup. As a matter of fact, it'd be a good time to announce when he'd be having a rally
Nice.
at the podcast. So that'll be the arrangement I'm going to try to make this week, or for Jeff. It'll be Jeff's arrangement. It just figures though. It's a really fun puzzle to do. I hate some of what goes into scenarios to try to figure out if you have what it takes to make that particular cake, and I think we do.
All right, Lefty, I've come up with some options for you here. I'm going to send over to your Instagram. I think you'll enjoy.
2025, the year of the radical activist.
Yeah, that's pretty on point. Absolutely.
You want to share the screen, or are you sending it to me?
I'm just going to send them to you on Instagram.
The year of the radical, the year of the necessity for the radical activist. I'd give you that right off.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah.
I mean, the year of the necessity for the radical activist, instead of, oh no, you're gonna piss them off and we won't get anything done. Yeah.
There you go.
No time for that now.
What do you think? What do you think of those?
What the? Oh wow! Hold on.
You got lots to work with there.
Okay, there's one. What do you think?
Go through the other ones.
Oh, I like the first one.
Why am I pink?
Then why not? Spring. I'm pink. I don't know. I'm not ashamed of it.
I like it. This one's good too. I like this one.
I like the one where he's biting on it and like pulling a piece of it out, like it's like edible underwear.
Yes, it's fabulous.
It is fabulous, right, Jim?
It is.
Beautiful.
It's fabulous.
Yes, it is fabulous.
Just so you know.
And
So you are aware.
No, we need to, Gaetano, we need to represent Lefty's aura.
No, I like it though. It's
We need
actually.
to keep the open invite. We need to keep the open on his backside.
I think it was actually the color of it that kind of made it noticeable.
I know sometimes the rugby teams wear pink, and it makes the men play a lot harder for some reason.
Well,
That's
I don't know.
That's really once all the men were wearing pink, they're like, I gotta get aggressive.
I like that. That whatever that color that even was. It's like,
Yeah, it's like a pink and white color scheme.
yeah, something. It's pretty good.
Cream. Stop.
I really do have a one-track mind.
We
Shiva
all do.
Bangu. Hello, Shiva Bangu. Live High Social Club. Less Spot 2020. Seahawk Patrick. Chris Hamada. Yes, sir. In the house.
Yeah, Chris.
You still? She stopped sending me lines to scream. Maybe I gave her enough content. I don't know. I don't think I did.
No, they don't encourage.
Keeping it on the cannabis track like we like to on here, I wanted to ask, because we touched base on this a couple weeks ago about, I believe Lefty was going over the areas that we are in the cannabis industry going to be affected by these tariffs, and many an announcement has been made since then. So I wonder, are we still facing the same, if not worse, price increases now, being all that has changed, but has primarily focused on China? Are we in a worse spot in the cannabis industry with those than we were last time we talked about this? I would imagine so. Yeah, I would imagine so, right, Gaetano?
I think people might want to invest in cannabis, you know. Say, hey, you know, I was going to buy gold, but I think I got something better, you know.
Imagine if that's like the turning tide, where, like, you know, this is.
Is this the same? Is this the same color as the those things? Is that?
It was a little hotter than that, but about.
Yeah.
Supply chain will be interrupted. Yeah, I mean, yes, the that product. I'm also just like talking about, like, you know, like glass and electronics and stuff.
Yeah.
But
well, you know, speaking.
Oh my God, $3,300 an ounce. My God.
Yeah, right. Gold is going. You know, but hey, that was kind of predictable. Seriously, not like I can take advantage of it, but that was predictable over a 6-week period. So, you know, it's especially when treasuries were like, holy shit, what's going on with that? Yeah, that's when gold went, you know what? Fuck them treasuries, gold.
I remember that made me remember that, what was it? When I was a teenager, my uncle got my aunt, his wife, a gold bracelet, really nice gold bracelet for Christmas. And it was really nice. He wouldn't stop talking about it the entire time. He kept bringing it up in conversation. Just like, look at that shine, look at that gleam, look how nice that is. It's an investment.
Well, you know, in 1981, I came across $5,000, and yeah, statute of limitations. I could tell you the story; it wouldn't matter. But anyway, it was. I put it into silver. Wafers, 1 ounce wafers, because they were kind of fun to look at and collectible and all. But it was somewhere, I think it was about $7 an ounce at the time I did it. And then the Hunt brothers, Nelson Hunt and Bunky, the people that made shit move in Texas, and two really rich brothers. Yeah, they manipulated the market. They got in trouble, but it went up to $50. I started getting rid of most of it in like the mid-20s, because I already got my money back and had that. But it was the only time I ever got to invest, and it worked out good. But instead of putting it in a bank, I don't know how it worked out. Somehow it went like through a pawn shop where he was keeping it and maybe had lent me money, but then I would go back and he'd give me a couple. No, I'd sell him a couple more. That's what it was. I don't know. Sort of a, but 30, my God, 3,300 was a big deal. And gold went up towards 2,000 some time ago, but this 3,300. I don't, you know, I like numbers, you know, and I like to kind of see if I can guess something now and then without all the entire training and theory necessary. But
yeah, before everything gets finalized and continues.
Yeah, I know that, but it's just the funny things happening. Like, who was it that got like 6 cargo planes worth of iPhones out, like 100,000 pounds each? It was, I forget how many $1 million, had to do everything to try to get it in. And it had to be right then. There was only like a day left, and then the tariff, it was going to make it. I thought, what a slick move, man. This guy's a mover. He's a shaker. He got it done. He got everybody bumped. Wait a minute. What do you mean there's a pause in the tariffs?
I just want to add.
He arranged it all, and then he didn't need to, because he was so sure he was beating the tariff clock. And then when he did beat the tariff clock, the clock reset for 3 months later. It made him there with his fly open. I almost said it.
I just wanted to share this piece of breaking news. Ex-NYPD sergeant faces 18 months in prison for stalking a New Jersey resident on behalf of China.
Wait, what?
A former
Read the story.
sergeant. A former
Read the
sergeant.
story.
A former sergeant. An ex-NYPD sergeant faces 18 months in prison for stalking a New Jersey resident on behalf of China.
Huh.
That's it. That's all we get.
Well, I'll pull the story here.
Yeah.
How is China involved in this?
I mean, it's not the first time that New York has been subject to Chinese shadiness. Like there was 2 years ago, they were talking about all those Chinese police stations they found massed in New York that were like harassing Chinese citizens. All right, so
How come, since we get regs from Mexico, we get all the cheap shit from China? How come we don't get cheap weed from China? There's no cheap cannabis from China.
because
There's hemp,
China
maybe,
doesn't
right?
believe
But
in
not
cannabis.
real.
They believe in opium.
Sure.
Michael McMahon was convicted in 2023 of contributing to a transcontinental pressure campaign aimed at getting a former Chinese city official to leave the U.S. and return to his homeland. The tactics range from Facebook messages to a threatening real-world no on the man's New Jersey door. During an hours-long sentencing, McMahon said he was unwittingly used by Chinese operatives when he took what he thought was a routine private investigation job in 2016. I never thought for 1 minute I was working for China, stalking anyone, yet now I've lost everything. This is such a nightmare. I mean, I don't think if you're an officer of the law or a former officer of the law and you're working privately, and you, especially an NYPD officer, and you can't pick up on China red flags, I don't know. I feel like most NYPD officers have some sort of like intercontinental training. So, yes, that too. One was confirmed dead recently. Very sad. And we shared this at the top. Thoughts go out to everyone involved with that. That's very terrible. But silver lining, they responded on the book, and they're investigating. So I just hope no one else succumbs to their injuries. But anyway,
So what's the solution for that? There is no solution for that because there's crazy people out there.
yeah, unless we're gonna start taking on an England attitude and just ban firearms, which I don't see us doing.
Give the kids guns. Give that 6-year-old a gun. Teach them how to shoot.
They're already surfing on subways. Give them a gun to let them just blow their brains out before they take their head off on the subway. What better sign is there in America that we need to? Yes, I just went and killed a whole bunch of people. Why? Mental health issues. No. I don't know what better, clearer sign there is in America that their better parenting needs to be pushed than if your child is surfing on a subway. Like, I don't know. I feel like that was something, that kind of danger was kind of just like no shit for me at the age of 3.
Yeah, the big thing for me growing up was like smoking weed. That was like the most dangerous, not even dangerous, but like the craziest thing we did was like to smoke some weed and maybe ride motorcycles in the woods. That was like normally crazy stuff. Now they're like on top of subway cars.
It was the deadly things were weed and being gay years ago. It was the worst thing to be gay. You did anything but being gay. Like more so in high school, of just like that kind of like understanding of homosexuality turned to just vast ignorance. Lots of people have lots of trauma. There's no such thing as a parent universe. No, there isn't. You're absolutely right. I say this. It boils down to what I've said before. You are not born with a manual on how to be a human being. That being said, you are at the age you come to when you're able to have children, able to look at other people who have children. And if you do take the time to reasonably stop and think about having kids and not just get involved with a girl and just, oops, we have a kid, well, we're just going to go about it now. If you go about thinking about it, making a decision clearly, then you don't have those issues, I feel. But I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if 100% of the children that died from subway crash, of these subway surfings, were all of parents who just decided, were just accidental pregnancies or just non-planned. Yes, absolutely right. You are the energy of who you keep with.
Seek out the helpful people. Always seek out the helpful people, because there are helpful people out there. Keep those guys around, or girls.
There are. And more every day. I can definitely see how people think that there's just not good people left. And there are still plenty of good people left. They're just watching their step a little bit more and making sure and reading the person they're going to interact with. Also making sure they don't have anything sharp or pokey on them.
I have blocked 4 people this year. Within the last 2 months, I blocked 4 people, and 3 of them were for helping, for being helpful.
Why? I don't block people anymore unless they're like literally just like blowing me up or threatening. I don't need to. It's more fun to every now and then like be able to drop them in a story and just tag them in like sarcastically to something like that. Like there's so many people I keep unblocked just so I can do that and just be like, hey, you did this, or like, you know, hey, hi, that, remember that? It's like I do it with you see me do it with the post office and USPS. I'm just like, wow, that was supposed to be here Saturday, Monday, Tuesday. It doesn't need to be like this. But I've been blocking people since 1980. That Prodigy J's online. Did they even have a block button back then? The earliest memory I have of the internet was like 1994, browsing the Cartoon Network website with my father on a really old computer in Oklahoma. That was a different internet right there. That was selling mugs online was a new thing for the internet then. And podcasting was still like 20 years away.
We were Skyping.
Think about that. Think about how wild that is. Computers started up around that time, and how long did it get us to make our own downloadable audio radio show? 15 years.
Well, we had Skype before Zoom, right? Remember Skype?
Yes, but we had podcasts before all of that.
Before Skype, we had podcasts? Yeah, I guess we did.
Well, yeah, it was Ricky Gervais. The Ricky Gervais show was like the first biggest hitting podcast there was out there.
Where would you find
private hour to be online, or if you were smart, you stocked up those AOL demos and just kept using those over and over. Imagine if that worked. You met a guy who was just like, I have.
Well, the
2,000 demos of America Online.
The real, not smart people, but good field vision. I had it a little bit too late, but there was a window of about maybe 6 months or more, as far as I can tell. And I know nothing. I'm a tech dinosaur. But when I found out that you could reserve a .com, you know, you could own it, and it didn't cost shit, and then somebody else would buy it from you, you know. And by the time I was in, it was very hard to find anything that somebody might buy. But it was like stuff like elementop.com. Elementop. Okay, that's probably a kid's reading books or whatever. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It with me, it's like, holy crap, if I could have just thought of something or known earlier, you know, and then they fixed that, but because you could actually get thousands of them.
You think about it, the early days of the internet were wild. Like, Lefty, you remember LimeWire?
Oh yeah.
LimeWire, thinking back to that always cracked me up because you'd search for a song and you'd either get the song, audio from a porn, or a mix of, for me personally, it was either one of those or the audio of Bill Clinton saying, "I did not have sex with that woman." It literally, that was a file that was masked as other files that you would accidentally download on LimeWire.
That's funny.
It's real. I wonder how many other people had that experience too. It's just like, I'm going to download this My Chemical Romance song. Nope, it's Bill Clinton apologizing to the nation again. Shit. And I hear the ice cream man, and
So you had me
Googling. This is not a neighborhood that should have an ice cream man for so many reasons. And I think he lives in this neighborhood and owns the truck, which is even worse. Like, we just have our own neighborhood Herbert. Hey, kids, you want some ice cream in this neighborhood? Come on, Billy. Come get a fudge pop. Oh. What are you doing? What are you focusing on over there?
We were Googling Leroy Pryor before, Richard Pryor's father.
Richard Pryor. Yes.
Richard Pryor's
Jim, I
father.
shared that I hope I die like Richard Pryor's father died, which was having sex with a young woman and then having a heart attack on top of her.
Is that true?
He shares it. It's a recurring joke he tells. And that joke definitely wouldn't carry the same weight if he was like, I'm just kidding. Father died in his armchair. He didn't die on. No, you'd have to stick to that. That'd have to be true.
I Googled it. His dad did die from a heart attack. It doesn't say anything about anything
Well,
else.
yeah, I wonder why they didn't mention the fact that he died while inside a young girl. Jeez. Probably about the same reason why they didn't go into gruesome detail in the Bible about like the nails going through Jesus's hand.
No, but they're going to show the
I
passion.
thought you were going to ring that bell, and I was going to be like, why?
No, they're showing the Passion of the Christ tomorrow at Jesus for like 2.5 hours of just torture.
Do you remember when that movie first came? There's another like 2000s memory. Remember that movie came out and just the mix of both just tears, emotional touchedness, and outrage, which always confused me because it's like, okay, this is the story of the Bible. They're not glossing it up and Hollywooding it. So are you just mad that we're seeing this happen to Jesus? I never got the outrage. Like,
let's go beat up some Romans, man.
That outrage with like Sophie's Choice for just being factual. You know what I mean? Like, I think about it. When Sophie's Choice aired in America, or when it came to theaters in America, they banned popcorn out of respect for the movie. And there was, nothing but, from what I remember, is recalling nothing but appreciation for the seriousness of the tone of the movie. Why Passion of the Christ was met with just like, well, why are they showing what literally happened in the book to Jesus? That's crazy. I don't understand it. Lefty, answer it for me. You're muted. You're a muted person.
The Bible makes it sound a lot nicer because when he was scourged. So they say the word scourged in the Bible. Oh, he was scourged. I'm like thinking scourged is like, for some reason, it's not so bad. It's like maybe like a harsh scrubbing or something. I don't know. But then when you see what a scourging is, it's like, oh, that's a scourge. Oh.
Yeah, but I've read the Bible. I've read at least the major stories of the Bible, and I know that they go into some detail about the crucifixion. So there's no way it went from them thinking like, oh, it's just like a little, ow, oh, I'm sorry, Jesus. So did we prick you? I'm sorry in the Bible, and then it just goes to in the movie of just like, ah, like there's not that contrast there where you could get that surprised.
Yeah, the Romans have been crucifying people for hundreds of years. That was their go-to, and that's a rough way to go.
I think it's just like I like whatever reasons people gave. I think it's just they saw it and it upset them. And what I notice with people is that people don't like to say when they're emotionally upset. They like to act it, and they like to make up other reasons for other than admitting their humanity.
There was a guy named Vlad the Impaler. It's who they got the name Dracula from. And he used to take people and impale them on spikes alive. He would put a spike up their butt and have it come out their shoulder, so they would be like hanging there alive for hours. And it was just Vlad the Impaler. What? I was watching on the Ottomans. It was pretty cool though.
Henry the Great. What was it? The story of him. He caught his wife cheating on him, so he beheaded the lover and put it in a jar of formaldehyde for her to keep in her room.
Henry the Eighth or Henry the Great?
Henry the Great.
Henry the Great. I gotta look that one up. That's pretty disgusting.
There's another one. I can't remember what dynasty this was under, but about a punishment he would give where he would cut your arms off and your legs off and sew your legs where your arms were and your arms where your legs were.
All right, I need some counters.
I love how it's like, well, that on that note, I'm gonna take a hit on limb reorderment.
That's it. I'm tapping out. It's cannabis time.
Everybody
listening to this conversation
said in that room. I hope no one said, "All right, it's limb reorderment night. Everyone, get the needle and the scalpel." It's like friggin' Happy, that graphic novel, and that's what it used to be like in that room.
Why?
You know what I'm talking about, Jim?
No, I don't. But I don't because it's like I don't know. I don't.
Have you ever? But you know,
no. It's sort of like there's certain things. It's not that it like overly bothers me or I take it seriously. It's just like why I don't know why I would want to know anything about. It's like I don't like watching, say, Philadelphia news as compared to more world news because it's sort of like about things. If I knew the person, I would care about. But I can tell you in other cities, if I just don't know this nearest big city, I should know what's going on in it. Oh, wait a second. I can guess things that are happening in any major city. I could guess a lesser version of what I'm going to see on TV. And if you're lucky, you're going to find somebody who just lost a relative crying for the camera for our viewing pleasure. And I don't know that person. It's like if I go by an accident, I don't stop and watch. The same thing that I'm being shown on TV, nobody stops and watches.
Is it really true?
I can get that on an accident. How many accidents were there? So I get it. I used to like to watch that. I mean, but it's more when it's more local to me. You know, it's sort of like Philadelphia is the best example because I otherwise like the newscast. I mean, I enjoy the newscasters.
You can recognize the areas around you.
It's just that part of it, you know, and if it has something to do nationally, I always like to know how the fabric of everything is moving nationally speaking. But to pick it out, I make up stuff in my mind and walk away and put on headphones and then, you know.
Yeah, if it happens locally to you or somewhere that you can recognize, it definitely hits a more personal level for you. You're like,
okay, the exceptions are it's like, and then the car catapulted and ended up in the second story window, and they what, you know, is that there are exceptions that surprise me. It's like, Jim, what the hell do you care about that for? Well, what was that like?
Oh, wait, are you the type of person who, if you'll read an interesting headline that's like interesting enough, like you'll read on, like a headline could catch you?
Yeah, no, well, yeah. I mean, I like to, I like to, if I'm sure it's not a like bait and switch sort of headline, and then I really resent the things where we'll tell you more later, and it's like, no, you just earned your second another TV station, please. You won't believe what's about to happen. We'll tell you later. And it's all the same. I get it. It's all pretty much the same.
You said that earlier, though. You said if a movie starts out like that, where it says 5 hours earlier, you check out.
Yeah. What about that stuff? It does. I can't follow it, or I don't enjoy it the same. Something's left-handed, but it works. Sometimes it does work. Only if it jumps back once and then goes beyond a point or something. I can see grabbing somebody, because you got to have a setup in the beginning, and that can be boring as shit sometimes. So they want to draw you in with something and go, holy crap, but at the beginning of the day.
So you're not a fan of the This Is Me. You're probably wondering how I ended up like this. Well, to figure that out, we'll have to go back to the beginning.
No, it's good if that's how they do it. But if they go all the way back to the beginning, it's like, well, what happened? But before that, no, that's it.
Okay, what about the scenes
Fiction
that open up with like a clock or something that counts down or upward to where they're going? Is that a breaker for you?
Yeah.
Okay, it's interesting, that rule. It's interesting.
Yeah. Well, it just is. It's sort of like, it's not even a conscious decision. It's gonna be my reaction, and I try to settle in, but it doesn't work that way for me. So
makes sense.
I don't force it, but I'm also surprised within, my own set of normalcies when something gets me, like. For instance, I don't know what it was about Landman, new show. Billy Bob Thornton's in on it. Actually, Demi Moore's in it as well, and I forget who. But anyway, he is he works for oil company, not one of the huge conglomerates, but it's a big deal in Texas, and a big size company doesn't mean it's one of the major ones, And I didn't think there'd be any way that could sustain itself being interesting, but it turns out the really superb writing and acting, and it's the littlest things that draw me in. I was just telling Kathy about this one. I don't know why it tickles me, and it is similar to a lot of other things. When Billy Bob Thornton, Billy was saying to somebody, his character was saying, well, I would hope that you would be able to do that. And he goes, yeah, well, you can hope in one hand and shit in the other and see which one fills up first. And he said it rolled off his tongue. And I like, you can shit in one hand, hope in the other, and see which one fills up first if you want, whatever. And I really liked it. And then I realized there was also other things, and it's really well acted, good character development. I haven't actually started watching it. I just get that from the snippets on YouTube. If you look at a whole bunch of little snippets, sections, and some are 5 minutes long and 8 minutes long, uninterrupted, so you get a good flavor for it. It's fun then to watch, even though you saw some of what's going on, because it sews all that together. Like, I saw this part. Nah, that makes sense. But then I don't know what happens next. So looking forward to enjoying that one. Just saying, I think it's, it's pretty, it's well done. And I was surprised. I was wrong, You got to have a good title. There's things like The Sopranos. I kid you not, I didn't watch that for, I believe it was the first 2 years. I thought it was about like, opera singers or something, The Sopranos. I thought, I thought maybe it had something to do with the theater or things that it's not my thing. And boy, was I wrong about that. Breaking Bad as well. The only reason I watched that after, I think I saw that after it was done. I mean, as it was ending. And man, so another surprise. I'm hoping Landman is it.
What did you think it was about?
What, Landman? Well, I knew it
The
was.
Breaking Bad.
Oh, Breaking Bad. I don't know. It just didn't give me a direction. And somebody had even vaguely described it to me. But what happened was people that I liked and I thought I would enjoy something they would enjoy, that it came up a lot. And it just, never got around to it. That's the holy grail for me, is finding something that's got about like 7-8 seasons worth that you really like. You don't want to watch it too fast. You watch some other shit in between that isn't up to par, and then 2 episodes and you sit down. Yeah, I like that. I like that better than going to movies ever.
Shows like that get to you.
No.
I have to wrap up for today though, because I have to actually.
Yeah, I'm going to be going. I'm going to be going as well. I need to.
I'm going to close out here.
Get my
For
phone
myself,
back
and
on.
say Saturday again. I'm going to be at Castaway Cannabis down in Delran. Sunday, I will be at Puffin in New Brunswick, and then Tuesday, I will be joining the Mad Hatter for their Earth Day event. We're going to have panels. We're going to have food trucks. We're going to have a lot of fun that day, and yeah, we'll see you guys then.
It's actually a Sativa Cross event. It's not a Mad Hatter event. It's a Sativa Cross event. So to follow all the CRC's rules, we have to make sure that we separate Mad Hatter from this building, which is the Sativa Cross building. And that's what we got now.
No. No.
All right. Catch you
So
guys
like, so the bus travels through you, not Mad Hatter.
No. N-O. No. For the last time, no.
Okay.
No.
I mean, no. So I wonder what the record for how quick somebody can say no is. I mean, there's a record, no doubt, somewhere.
Yeah, I think
How
there
many
is.
times? Oh, there's a record for anything, how quick you can say or do. And, it can be slowed down and judges can say, was it really an articulation or not?
He's
I
still
find that
standing.
shit fascinating. Wish I
He's
could.
standing there. Oh,
All right.
He's leaving. Okay, he left. Okay. No, somebody walked in and I was just ignoring him. All right. So I want to thank Mad Hatter having us here at can I even thank Mad? I want to thank them, but can I thank Mad Hatter? Can I thank them at least? Can I please thank them? I can't even thank them. Yeah, I'm thanking them for giving us a place to do our podcast. Yes, I'm thanking them. I think I could do that. I don't know these rules anymore. You know how I am with these rules.
It is. So there's a commercial that gives you direction. Samuel Jackson's in it. It's like, no, we can't say that. Well, can we say it's the best ever? No, we can't. Somebody giving advice.
Yeah.
And then they have. So yeah, you can find a way to say it. Just don't say it.
We gotta find a way.
Because
Say
shit
it,
don't
don't
matter
spray
when
it.
because shit don't matter when you're at the Mad Hatter.
Shit don't matter when you're at the Mad Hatter. Shit don't matter when you're at the Mad Hatter. Shit don't matter when you're
at the Mad Hatter. Shit don't matter when you're at the Mad Hatter. Shit don't matter when you're at the Mad Hatter. Shit don't matter when you're at the Mad Hatter.
That's awesome. Shit
don't matter.
That's the best thing ever.
Don't matter. Shit don't matter.
Shit don't matter. Shit don't matter. Shit don't matter when you're at the Mad Hatter.
Yeah. Basically, it's like you got to say it, and then somebody else repeats it. Like shit don't matter. You have to Mad Hatter. Shit don't matter when you have to Mad Hatter. Shit don't matter. You're
at the Mad Hatter.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do shit don't matter, and I can do at the Mad Hatter.
Yeah.
Like,
hey, there you go. Here's what
start.
you could do. Here's what you could do. You could say, have a stop thing and count and say how quick somebody can accurately articulate shit don't matter when you're at the Mad Hatter, and whoever does it wins this free roll. And then record people doing it and have a contest. You follow, but it's advertising.
That's a bumper sticker, bro.
Yeah. With it's sort of like It's sort of like the world's falling apart and everything, and but shit don't matter when you're at the Mad Hatter. That's all.
Shit don't matter when you're at the Mad Hatter. Shit
Yeah.
don't matter when you're at the Mad Hatter. Shit
Yeah.
don't matter when you're at the Mad Hatter.
Mm.
Shit don't matter when you're at the Mad Hatter. Shit don't matter when you're at the Mad Hatter. Shit don't matter when you're at the Mad Hatter.
Shit don't matter. Yeah, I'm gonna work on that. There's something in there.
Get your batter at the Mad Hatter. Wait, what was the other one? Wait, put the hat on. Get your batter at the Mad Hatter.
Nah,
Get your shatter at the Mad Hatter.
Yeah, it doesn't have the That's a hard.
Get your
That's a hard rhythm to fit so perfectly as that one though. But
Get a Grand Muff Cheddar at the Mad Hatter.
that was closer. Yeah. Yes, that had the same sort of cadence.
Yeah, you need that.
You gotta think of it like,
Yeah.
and it just has to sound that same, that sort of beat, and find somebody that's good at it, get them to make a backing thing, a little bit of rhythm to it, all vocal type stuff, and then you have that to where you can hit that when you want to get off on a rant somewhere. You hit that, and that'd be your background, whatever.
Meet William Shatner at the Mad Hatter.
I don't know. You put that in the bucket for if you might need it. It might.
Does he have a cannabis line? Does he have a cannabis strain that he's selling?
Yeah.
Little Shatner sativa. All right, that's it, Shelby. That's it. That's all the lines you got for me. Hold on, I got more. Yo, how we doing? Hi, I'm back. These are the lines Shelby's giving me. Hold on. Yes, you can. She's probably answering my questions, but I'm a trained monkey here. I'm back, baby. Mad Hatter. I get my shatter at the Mad Hatter. Uh-oh. Oh, if I can hook this up, this would be great. Hold on.
Yeah, I got minutes, so you may look up and I won't be there. I won't be there.
Hold on.
Look over your shoulder. I won't be there.
Hold on.
I won't be there. You look up from your phone and I won't be there. I should like disappear after doing that.
Where are you?
Hello?
Yeah, are you in Bayonne?
No, you're on the podcast. You're live on the air.
Hello, everybody. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Me? We just came back from the doctors.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, so.
That's good. How you feeling? Okay. You got a lot of TV in the background. I can hardly hear you.
Yeah, I know. I got it's the weather station. It's 92 degrees out here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, very hot. So.
Okay, good. Well, I just wanted to say hi. We're about to sign off on our podcast, so I just wanted to say hi.
Okay, bye, everybody.
Okay, bye.
All right, bye.
Mom.
That's funny.
I don't want to bug her too much because I can't hear her. She's got the TV on and whatever.
Yeah.
Just you want to call in, you got to turn that down and no.
Yeah.
You know how old people are. They got the TV cranked up now.
Yeah. Yeah, they got cranked up word recognition shit going on. It's all you gotta have the words going at the same time. I like that. If I don't hear something, it comes by a second later when it's live.
Marina, it's 1:11 on Tuesday. 1:11. It starts.
And is that part podcastable? Or are you going to be podcasting then? When does the actual podcasting start? Where
I'm gonna go live outside, I believe, when there's speakers speaking and demonstrating, and then around 3:00, I think, will be the inside.
I'm only thinking about getting Vin on the show. That's my only.
However, we can do it. We'll work around him.
Yeah, I want to make sure I give him the right time frame options.
Let's say 3:00. 3 o'clock.
Okay, now be advised though that I'll look. It could have been 2 o'clock. It's either 1 or 2.
I'll
He
take
was
2.
no, I'm just saying it was already that he had time for a phone conversation, group conversation. What do you call that? A phone.
Can you do
Yeah.
StreamYard? Can you do StreamYard? Send him the StreamYard link.
That's what I'm saying. Oh hell yeah, that's what I want to do. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
he'd be right on. You could see him. He can see you. You
Yeah.
can see that you're live. But if he knows that you have the external speakers, there's other people there. 90% sure. I hope that
100%. 100%.
that he is the. This is his district. If it's not, it's right next to it. But I think from what I'm going to look that up real quick. But with all that and where he sits with Jeff, that everything he said and he wanted to, you know, this is the almost exactly what he's asking for, and it gets him rolling more publicly with the residents of New Jersey rather than legislators and keeping it all in Trenton. So he's trying to get people involved. I mean, is there a better way to do it than kicking it off with that? And then I'm going to say if he was serious about having a rally. And since it's in written form and email, and it's going to be up on letpatientsgrowNJ.com for everybody to see, there's going to be at least 2 or 3 email trails up in a couple of week or so. Yeah, he's going to really want it to follow up on. You don't tell a constituent I'm doing everything I can think of doing, and I want to speak at a rally. Okay, the 4th Thursday in May seems like the perfect time of year to speak at a rally, and that would be at the Annex, and that would be the 4th Thursday of the month. So I would assume you have a podcast on the 4th Thursday of May. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yes, April and May.
Okay, well, in May, that would be the one that if Vin was going to say okay for doing this, you know, the call. Going to tell him we'd like to be able to say that the rally that you were going to be at, we're going to be the 4th Thursday in May, which would be a month away, time to get it all planned. It fits what he said, exactly what he said he wanted to do. So I don't know how fortuitous anything could ever be, but that's going to be good.
Hey, Steven. Steven jumped in. I'm glad you joined us. We're jumping off in a little bit, but I'm glad you came by to say hello. Hi, Steven. Steve McCoy with us.
Hey, guys. How are you?
What's up, Steve? I was just about to get off. You're one of the few people I'd stay a few extra minutes for right now. No,
well, thank you.
I say that for real, too. And Lefty knows me. You know.
Yeah.
He knows I'm not bullshitting like that. How are you, man? What's up? You know? Yeah, I looked up Stephen McCoy after the last time you were on. I got to say, man, I'm very impressed. You inspire me. You know.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, I enjoyed being with you guys last time. It was super, super fun. You guys spoke about so many different ranges of topics. It was definitely a good show.
Yeah, that's our MO for sure, man. We are all over the place, but
Yeah.
there's always a redeeming value. Not always. There's almost always a redeeming value in what we're talking about. So more so on Thursday podcasts than the Tuesday podcast. You know, it's the Thursday one. I don't say it's not the serious one, but it's the one where, you know, especially because definitely, especially in your case, when you have somebody on, you want it to have the flow that works with the guest speaker. But you know, yours was edge of the seat stuff. Like, get the hell out. You know, it's like, it's inspiring. You know.
Well, thank you.
I'm just glad.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, glad. So what's new? What's going on? Anything?
Thank you, Jim.
Yeah, you got it.
I mean, well, we just Spoken Heroes, my nonprofit. We just celebrated our 1-year anniversary. So I'm super excited about that. It's been absolutely amazing, and it was a great event because a lot of the heroes and the interns were there, and they gave their testimonials, and it was just really just a great fulfilling thing. I'm I'm prepping for DC again. I just got back from DC last week, and
Oh,
now I'm back home for a week, and yeah, go it's all over.
wow. Wait, what are you doing down in DC specifically? I mean, I know what you're doing.
Yes, so I'll be a speaker at the GATC 2025. It's called that's for the disability and the church. So it's literally a bunch of different churches that from all over the globe that come into DC and for this conference, and yeah, just encouraging faith and to those with disabilities, but also the families of those with disabilities as well. So yeah, I mean it should be really good.
Yeah, I'm glad when I hear you say that also families of those with disabilities, because when we're speaking about medical cannabis and the incredible impact negatively it can have on a person, I'm the one that always says it's not about just patients, it involves whole families. It always does. But it's always good to include that for me, just to always try to find a shadow. So I'm
Right.
piggybacking that on. I'm just doubling down on what you said because, you know, we feel the same way. Oh, that's
Right,
all.
right, absolutely, absolutely. It's just trying to find the balance of it all. I mean, I haven't been doing a great job, if I'm honest. Just been working so much, so been trying to find just that balance because my calendar is pretty full for the year, and
Wow.
it's
Well,
it's a blessing, you know.
and that, yeah, it's good. It's a double-edged sword, but it's part of it. I mean, it's it is work, but at the end of the day, I don't know what would feel better if any kind of job at the end of the day that could compare with
Hmm.
you having a good
Right.
day, especially if it's something
Yeah, for
involving.
me, it's
uh,
definitely a lot better doing what you love.
Nice.
Helping others, you're creating awareness.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, yeah, no, I never thought, my life exactly would be what it is in a sense of just me even being celebrated for being a
Well,
leader. Like,
well,
just didn't think that.
there's also, I think, another way to describe it, and it's just evolving, mostly, I guess, emanating from a national stage. It's all I'll say. Is you also what was I going to say? It's a balancing effect is, I guess, the best I can
Yeah.
describe it. You offer a balancing effect that it's when you feel like the walls are closing in and there's less places to turn, and maybe
Hmm.
things that can be taken from you that you never thought could. And then you come across somebody doing what you do, especially people when they need it. It's a balancing
Yeah.
effect. It kind of balances out some other shit in their life. Uh,
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
and
That's so true.
yeah, well, it's essential. It's like you can't change the negative part, but if you can
Right.
offer a pull in the other direction, well, in effect, you do.
Oh yeah,
Offer,
that is the
yeah.
truth.
All right.
Stephen, what is the name of this group again? The church meeting thing. What is that called?
Oh yeah, D as in disability, A as in Ann, T as in the, and C as in church. So disability and the church,
Oh, okay.
2025. Yep. So yeah, if you guys are in the area, if anyone is in the area, I think it's going to be a great event. I literally was just in one of the meetings about 3 weeks ago, and they were working so hard to make sure that even the children that's going to be there that have autism, making sure that we're providing blankets and those sorts of things to be able to, make sure that they're comfortable.
Mhm.
And I just love that they are working to make sure that things are accessible to everyone. So, oftentimes people with disabilities most certainly lose space, and it's important to walk by faith, but not by sight. And um, I'm more of a spiritual individual more than religious, but I grew up in the church, and I used to sing in the church choir with my cousins, and we used to actually write songs together for the choir. So no, I don't plan on revisiting, my vocal cords, but yeah, I just use it to speak. I love doing that and being able to share and collaborate with people. So
I found. I wish I had taken a picture of it a little over a week ago, whatever. I was attended a 100th birthday party that was held at a country club, and it was a really, really, really nice place that had a a temporary chair lift thing. There's like 5 or 6 steps, and it wasn't like a stairway. It was wide, and it had a handrail down the middle and on each side. So on the one side, so that a person could and the chair that you would sit on, one would sit on, pivoted, angled a little bit, just so a person could slide over, be helped over, and then get up the stairs. And I thought, okay, it's 100th birthday celebration, but it wasn't just for the woman who it was for could get up the steps herself, and we danced a few times. It was like really something.
I love that.
But it was just that I've never seen that piece of equipment before. Like it would attach to the railing itself and sit inside the railing. And since it was like about maybe 6 feet between the center railing and each side, making it 12 feet across, it was room,
Yeah, yeah.
I wish I'd I did commend them for that, and maybe 1 or 2 people used it at best. Although it was good. I'm 72, and I wasn't near the oldest person there. I was probably middle of the pack. It was pretty awesome.
Oh wow, that's awesome. Yeah. And a lot of things are absolutely advancing, and it's really great to see. So I mean, even for someone such as myself, I'm 36 now, and in things are rapidly changing fairly quickly. So yeah, it's good to kind of stay in the loop of things because it's very easy to get lost.
Yeah.
We're losing our rights. We're losing our rights. They took away the sign language reader at the White House press briefing, didn't they?
I know. It's really sad with all that's going on and so many different things that are being taken away. Even I know it was brought to my attention about the Braille. It was something that's going on with the Braille in the library and those sorts of things that I don't believe that they'll be investing in the Braille books anymore. And it's so many different things that those with disabilities and blindness and really need. And it's just we have to continue just to keep using our voices. And I'm definitely, I've had to just push more harder for this, and I'm doing that, of course, through my journalism, my work there and writing for various publications, and of course in DC very often, and keeping those relationships with the legislators. Because I think it's very important
Yeah, it
to
is.
build those relationships.
Did you ever learn Braille? By the way, you said you didn't know who
No,
Helen Keller was, but did you ever learn Braille after you?
no,
No.
no. It's interesting because I still remember when I was in kindergarten and we had to do, the blindfold game, and we had to fill for the braille. That was actually one of the first things in school that I was actually really good at, which was insane to me that I was able to really, yeah. And I always say if they did a movie of my life, it would have to kind of start that way, in some way, because it's a very early memory, but I remember it like it was yesterday. I really do. My
Yeah.
teacher name was Miss Gordon.
Oh, you
But
remember.
yep. I remember it just like it was yesterday. So I feel like it's so interesting the signs that are there, the things that we pick up that are so natural to us. So and it pays off in the end in a way. Although I did not continue to learn Braille, but I wouldn't be opposed to it. I would totally just I would just need to sit down somewhere and really focus on that.
I would like to learn sign language because I try to learn sign language, but it's very very intense. Very very. There's a correct way to do sign language, and there's
Well,
an
yeah, at least you can do the letters of the alphabet. Start with that. Because if you needed to and you had all
Hmm.
day, you could spell something out. I mean,
Yeah,
it's I try to do that.
yeah,
I do know that if you do like you're stroking your beard as if you had an 8-inch sort of thin beard, that's how you identify that's old. Like an old
yeah.
man. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I want to make sure, like in another language, like El Viejo, that'd be me, the old guy. So
Yeah.
that's the kind of thing that I remember. It is kind of fast. I wanted to do that because Ari, he was deaf. It came to the podcast. You remember Ari? You got to remember that.
sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, it was. I wanted to like learn stuff each time. I don't know
Yeah.
why.
And what's so interesting when I did the camp, the USH camp with Ava's voice. So it was so in all of the kids, everyone had Usher syndrome, and I was one of the mentors, and the kids were teaching me sign language. And instead of spelling out the words, of course, there's obviously signs that complete sentences and those sorts of things. So it was just really beautiful. It was really a great experience. And for me, I am a person. I work with my laptop and I work with my phone. And what we practiced was disconnect to reconnect. So we had to leave our phones and things back at the cabin, which was extremely hard for me because I do run businesses, and I just, yeah, it was a little tough for me because I had to and I'm very on top of my emails more than my text messages. I'm always kind of in my emails at times. So it was something that I really needed, and to disconnect, to reconnect. And I love nature, so being out. I'm not really a wood person. I'm more of a park person, but I absolutely appreciated the experience for sure.
Nice. I do too.
Yeah,
So I saw you at the Lions Club last night. You were using your phone as
yeah.
a hearing aid, I guess, right?
It was a app. So let me just tell you guys. So my hearing aid that I previously had just stopped working. They just stopped working, and I had to come up with another plan, like an alternative. So I downloaded this app, and it was just an amplifier, a hearing amplifier. So it kind of works for live listening, but I only had the wired headset, so it that don't work with the iPhone. Because iPhone already have that naturally installed, like it's already a software for that, but instead, I had to download an app, and yeah, so I had to keep my headphones in to be able to have the voices around me amplified. And yes, I will be getting some new hearing aids, some more high tech ones, and I'm very excited about these ones. Literally, so I remember speaking to you guys the last time about my upbringing, and when in school I got bullied a lot for the hearing aids that went around my ears. Like people literally used to hit me for
Oh,
those or snatch out the hearing aid out my ear and those sorts of things. So my audiologist, she was saying that these particular hearing aids, they're new, they're advanced and high tech. And she was like, I know you don't want these. I know you don't like the ones behind your ear because I always prefer the one in my ear. Now, it's crazy that throughout life, I kind of forgot the reason why I even kept requesting for just the ones that go in the ear subconsciously. I knew that's how it started years ago, but yeah, I don't know, but I did.
that's funny.
Yeah,
I,
yeah, it really is. So she put it in.
yeah. Wait a minute. Why don't I want this?
Right, exactly. But she tested those ones around the ear, which is a lot more smaller. The device behind the ear is way more smaller, this
Yeah,
one, than it was when I was younger. They were really big,
I
but
knew it.
um, but I got really emotional and choked up a bit. I didn't cry, but it just said I got really emotional because I was like, wow, I can hear so good. And it hit me that because even with the previous I mean, not headphones, but hearing aid, with the previous hearing aid, there still wasn't as effective. They still didn't
Yeah.
really do
Well,
it. Yeah.
yeah.
So it was very challenging.
What do you think? The technology must be advancing at an extraordinary rate. I watch more than a few uh, for both hearing and vision. Uh, usually it's children or small children hearing for the first time because
Yeah.
they've never heard before.
Yeah.
And you watch actually they do it in a way where you're not going to be disconcerting necessarily, I guess. And
Yeah.
the parents are, and also for uh, uh, never seen color before or actually haven't
Yeah.
and can see. So I can kind of I imagine there's been whatever needed to be a breakthrough in the technology of it where
Yeah.
it's good to hear you confirm that. Well, even on it's smaller and clearer. I mean, it's like we had transistor radios, and then we had real radios, and
Yeah.
mono, and then stereo. Holy crap! It's different
I,
in each ear. It's amazing.
right.
I remember that happening.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting them. They're getting made extremely expensive. I never knew hearing aids could cost that much, but it's most certainly necessary for me to have. So I was very very blessed to be able to yeah.
Yeah.
I'm grateful. to be able to do that.
It starts that way, but I would imagine down the line it'll actually get cheaper. I mean, technology, if nothing else. If nothing else, I mean, are they used and somebody moves on to a better technology, then there's often something somebody else can use. And, so it filters down eventually. But
eBay.
Well,
that's good news.
Gently used off eBay.
I don't know how it works with that.
Would you want to buy someone else? Can you buy someone else's?
What the you mean other hearing aids? It's like off the market.
Yeah.
Oh well, yeah. Actually, so a bunch of throughout the years, we really have been advocating for affordable hearing aids that end up in stores, which through the Kamala and Biden administration, with that advocacy, they were able to now have affordable hearing aids on the market, like Rite Aid or I don't even know if that's still about, or Walgreens, those sorts of things, and those stores. And I'm very, very proud of that. But yeah, for my specific hearing, it would just be the customized. I really need that for my specific hearing loss. So it's time, it's time to. And when they put those in my ear, I realized how much I had been struggling. I didn't even. It was almost like I knew that I have a hearing loss, of course, and I know that I do struggle to hear at times, even with those previous hearing aids, but it was just something about this one that made me it just hit me like, wow, I really have been struggling. So, and that's 50% of the issue with Usher syndrome in some way, besides the eyesight and the poor balance.
That's awesome. That's good. And that's I don't know. It's I guess even if somebody can afford it, I mean, I like to try to project, but just knowing it's achievable, that it.
Oh yeah.
That it's something to look for. It's not the same as saying, well, maybe we'll find a cure. Okay, it's happening, but when it's something. I don't know why I just like those little videos that I can see of somebody. Actually, you would have been almost great for one of them videos. Somebody just had video of you trying them on, going, whatever it was. I'd have loved to have seen your reaction myself. I mean, I can imagine it. Okay, tell me. Yeah. Somebody did video. Tell me, right? Did somebody?
Yeah. I'm No. I'm so sorry. No. What I was saying was I am gonna record when I go back to get it and and those sorts of things. But yeah, I wasn't expecting that. That's the thing. I really was not expecting my reaction to be, because like you said, they do it in a way where, because this one is Bluetooth and I've never had a Bluetooth one either. So depending on different rooms, I'm able to change the settings in the volume from my phone according to the different rooms. Because I may walk in a room and there's a carpeted room, and then I may go to another room and there's a wood floor, and that actually makes a whole lot difference in sound. So I'm glad that and it's just like being, like a person without hearing, a hearing loss. You just get on your phone and it's just like, and I'm just adjusting it. You think I may be checking a text or something, but I'm just getting my hearing together.
Yeah. Wow.
There ought
to be some little recognizable thing. I mean, it would look like you're doing something or on your phone when you're actually
right.
Trying.
And I like those little secrecy skills in some way, because for a very long time, of course, I I do have a invisible disability, and what this was doing was also changing that in some way because now my disability will be visible, and that was a scary thing to walk back into,
Oh
you
yeah.
know, that trauma of, you know, people being able to see that. But I'm older now. I'm very, very comfortable with who I am, and I know who I am now. But I didn't expect for that reaction where I'm getting, you know, emotional about it, because it's just, of course, if there's something that you never thought that you could do, if we were blessed with wings suddenly and we can fly, I
Oh,
think we'd be pretty happy.
yeah, right.
We wouldn't need our passports, I don't think. I don't know. Or
Yeah.
plane tickets. How about that?
Yeah. I don't know. I see. It's true. You know, surprising. But you know, if you can uh, gain a small amount of that from somebody else, like saying, "I didn't know that was possible," even if it doesn't affect you directly. You know, I mean, I get encouraged by stuff that won't affect me. I would assume other people do as well. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
I'm on my way, dudes. I gotta go.
Stephen, thank you
All
so much
right.
for coming on with us. I
Yeah, man,
want
that's
to
great.
thank Matt Hatter, thank CMMNJ, UFCW, Arlo Glass, Oprah Machine, and sativacross.org, where you can donate $1 or $100 or $1,000,000 or whatever you got. Well, we could use some help. We need ramps. We need traffic lights for blind people. We need a lot of stuff in Bayonne. You know, I want to get retrofitted all those traffic lights for blind people on Broadway. The
Yeah.
talking lights. They say, "Hey, stop right there. Don't cross that street, buddy." They should
Yeah.
do it in a Bayonne accent. You know, they should do a Bayonne accent. Hey,
Why not,
whoa,
right?
hold up there, buddy.
Yeah.
Right.
And then when
Okay.
it's green, you say, "Hey, get out of here." All right, so I want to go through our list here. I think, Stephen, I think you actually sat through this with us one day, and it's a very sad list. It's a list of all our friends and family that are not here with us. They were patients. Most of them were patients, I believe. I think, Jim,
Yeah.
75% of these were.
Yeah. Well, patience, but then you got Roger Barber, and he was the father of a patient and a lawyer who took care of things in New Jersey, you know, for her. And you know, the strain it put on him was, you could see it, you know. And
Yeah.
so yeah, but they were all involved in some way. They're all connected. And it makes them a little less gone just to have their names occasionally uttered out loud. And if saying nothing in between is fine, it's like getting slapped back and forth for me, you know, because I can only react to about every other one, even though I know who they are. So, but you know what? Yeah, I think we're probably right to take that, you know, little of the medicine we try to bring to other people. So yeah, you know, we definitely,
This is why we do it.
yeah, and
Why we're still here. Why we're still fighting for disability rights and cannabis patients'
yeah.
rights, because of this list of our friends and family, like Cheryl Miller, that's Jim's late wife.
And she, you know, yeah, just perfect segue. She did explain that, and I got to get it. It's in print as an Associated Press article. But she was asked why she does what she does, because she just said, "I know it's not going to help me. It's too late for me. You know, so I'm trapped in my body. It's deteriorating, and I can't do anything about it." That's the quote. It's burned in my memory. And thing is, but she said there's still a lot of other Jim and Cheryls out there, Cheryl and Jim, she might have said, and so they have more time, you know. So it's exactly what you're saying, you know. But they these people on the list, you know, didn't see the end. You know, they saw the light at the end of the tunnel. They helped everybody get closer, but they didn't see it in its full brilliance. So you know, we honor them.
Sabina Rose is a 15-month-old baby. She had a 25-hour seizure, Dravet syndrome. Diane, Gracie, Cindy May, Marie, Jack, Joan, Randy, Polly, Bill, Chad, Jeremy, Colette, Matt, Troy, Russ, Roger, Jay, Ella, Hattie, Jackie, Anthony, Jake, Armando, Felicia, Lynn, Dan, Sean, Joyce, Lori, Frank, Brian, Flo, Carl, Thorn. No Men's Ray. Remember Thorn? No Men's Ray. I love that. Frank, Lorraine, Charlotte, Cher, Jaybird, Michael, Marley, Colette, Brendan, Red, Rico, Lou, Becky, Lawanda, Chip, Paul, Lisa, Marcus, Gary, Julia, and Jeff Oakes. And Jeff Oakes, he was the man. He would go to these council meetings, and he had stage 4 cancer. And he would go to these council meetings fighting for patients' rights, sick as a dog, sometimes wearing a chemo bag on his hip. And he fought to the end. And he, in a way, he beat cancer because he didn't give up. He kept going, kept fighting. And that's what Cheryl did too. So that's our list. We're sorry if it makes you sad because it makes us sad too. But it's why we do what we do.
Love it.
And then we honor them with the ode to remembrance, 1 or 2 stanzas at Lefty's discretion.
Let's do both.
Etched in stone, literally, over the War Memorial Auditorium in Trenton, over one of the entrances. That would be the 4th stanza, but
Yeah, we said this for years at the State House. We were saying it for years. And Joanne Zito came up to us and she said, that's written in stone at the War Memorial.
right around the corner.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, so
We
that
went
was
over there and took
that was-
pictures
that was
in the
wild,
rain.
right? Yeah, I mean, so, yeah, with that it was written for World War I veterans and celebrated in Australia, Great Britain, France, and the United States.
And New Zealand, I think. New Zealand, because that's what I saw
Well,
this.
well, probably. They're pretty well tied at the hip, so to speak.
Yeah, because I was watching rugby. I watch a lot of rugby at 2 a.m, and they would do these ceremonies where they would say these words, and I'm like, "What are these words?" Because it hit me. But these words hit me. I'm like,
but it applies to really the patients and advocates who are most involved, the ones who gave all. So that kind of tops off the list, and we're done. All right.
They went with songs to the battle. They were young, straight of limb, true of eye, steady in the glow. They were staunch to the end against odds uncounted. They fell with their faces to the foe. They shall grow not old as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them.
All right.
Stephen, Jim, thank you guys so much, man. You guys are the best.
Thank you.
Catch you on the flip side there, Stephen. Catch you take it easy, Lefty. I'll see you,
on the flip
next week.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Take care. Don't forget Earth Day. Earth Day at Mad Hatter. Earth Day. Come on out. See ya.